Okay, seems like the thrift fairies think that we have thrifted enough because, oh boy, have I been thrifting a lot recently, because A, it is way too hot to do anything else, and B, it just really makes me super happy and helps me reduce my stress. And so I have accumulated a few really cool pieces, but they need a little more whimsy to fit the aesthetic of this household. Okay, number one is this adorable wooden box that I found at the flea market. The next item on the thrift flip list is this beautiful gold vintage clock. Number three is this royal looking picture frame. And last but not least is this little wooden shelf. Okay, so we have our items, but to be honest, I have no idea what I'm going to do with them yet. But what always helps me is to just sit with the items and stare at them. I'm not even lying. Every single time I sit with an item, just staring at it, the perfect idea comes up. And so let's take a minute. Let's stare at our items to get into the creative flow. Okay, so I think I have the perfect idea for all of these items, so let's turn them into something whimsical to make us feel like we are living in the enchanted little cottage from Witch Hat Atelier, because that's all I ever want in my life. Okay, first of all, the plan for the wooden box, and I just recently turned a small wooden box into a fairy portal and I loved everything about it, but I feel like for this wooden box it's time for something new, and so here is my idea for it. I wanted to visit a really beautiful poppy field this year for Letha, but because of my muggle job I could not go, and so I decided to bring the poppy field into my home, or rather onto the wooden box. And so I decided to cover it completely in poppies, using clay and colors and trying to create a 3D effect. Okay, so next is our golden vintage clock, and I think some of you will be really angry with me because of what I'm about to do, but if you know me, you also know that there is nothing I can do against it, because I just want to be that wizard living in a laboratory. So let's go into detail for the plan for this one. Okay, so I bought this clock only because of its case, because I thought it is adorable and I knew that I wanted to use it for something else. And so I thought a mossy background could be super cute, covered in fake flowers, and then putting my little bug friend inside to really give it the impression that a species from fairy realm lives in there. And as you can see, I had a lot of fun bringing my visions to life with my iPad. Next is our little picture frame, and by the way, I always grab these. I run to them when I see in the thrift store because they are so adorable, and no matter what you do with them, they always make you feel like you are like living inside of a castle. And so let me show you a more detailed planning for this little guy. When I found this picture frame, I knew immediately what I wanted to do with it, because at this point I am collecting animals and then putting them onto these picture frames. Like, it's a hobby at this point. I swear I can paint. I really swear. Oh God. And last but not least is our little shelf, and I thrifted this, but as you will probably agree, it is just super boring. I have this in my hallway and I keep like Bella's leash on it and maybe sunglasses, but again, I need more whimsy and witchy aesthetic when it comes to my items. Let me show you what I have in mind. Okay, so the original idea for this little shelf was to paint something on it that reminded me of Art Nouveau, but as you will see throughout the video, I just did not want to stick to any restrictions. I got rebellious and I just did what my inner child wanted for this one. Okay, so now that we know what we have to do, let's get into crafting. And of course, you can help me. Your help is always appreciated. And I think especially for these thrift flips, I will definitely need your help. So let's start. Okay, at this point I am inhaling the Black Witch series, and so of course while crafting I was listening to it again. I love it so much. And to create the poppies on the wooden box, I decided to work with epoxy clay. It is my favorite kind of clay to work with because in my opinion it is more sturdy than normal clay. It's not breaking as easily after drying, and it really allowed me to create the fragile petals of the poppies, and I think they turned out really well. I had so much fun and I love kind of creating this 3D effect. I'm practicing it and then combining it with acrylic painting. But yeah, I think it turned out really well. And then I was like removing everything from the picture frame because I was going to spray paint it. And then I kind of tried to create the raven head, but I failed the first time. This is happening always. I try it out, remove it, and then suddenly it works. So don't be afraid to start over and yeah, just try it again, because I don't know, it always helps me in my craft projects. Okay, quick little update. It is going really well, I have to say, and knock on wood, because I don't want to jinx it, but I am finishing all the sculpting today. I already did the treasure box. I did the poppies, which I think look adorable. It was so simple, so don't be afraid to try out using clay to decorate a wooden box. The raven, he's not perfect, but he's my style, and I think he is adorable, and I really think he looks like he is coming out of a portal. So really excited to paint him tomorrow and like paint in general tomorrow. So now I have to finish the fairy box and then I'm done with the sculpting, and it is only 5:20 p.m. So yeah, I'm super happy with how everything is going. Okay, again, epoxy clay. I used epoxy clay for all of these crafts, and here I'm making the little bug, which was not as difficult as I thought, but the legs were really difficult. I used some wire and wrapped it in clay, but I definitely want to kind of find out another way to make the legs more detailed, and so yeah, it was a first try. I think it is really cute, but I'm definitely hooked on the idea of kind of practicing it as well and creating more detailed little bug friends, and they are adorable. Don't be afraid of them. Okay, good morning. It is the next day and I'm too tired to do my makeup, so whenever you see me today on the camera, I will look like this. But yeah, I am really happy with the progress I made yesterday. I'm going to show you everything that we achieved together yesterday. You were a good helper. Let me say that. Okay, number one is our little raven friend, and I'm really excited. As I said yesterday, am going to sand everything down, which I'm not going to film because again, I literally just put this in a plastic bag and then sand it down with my little drilling machine. But yeah, I think it looks super cute. I am going to spray paint everything in black because I feel like that's the aesthetic for it. But yeah, I think I didn't do too bad. I'm really, really excited, and I think it is really cute. Okay, next is our little bug friend, and I again am so happy. I did not think everything would turn out well, but I managed to, I think, do a really good job on the body. I used some wire to create the legs, and again I'm going to sand it down as well. And yesterday I put it on this tool to kind of give it a more crawling position. So yay, really, really happy. And I will definitely paint this in a shimmery green to really make it look like it is straight out of the fairy realm. I don't know, I'm really excited about all of these crafts. Next is the wooden box. Okay, so next is our treasure box, and I'm so happy with it because I think I did a good job with the poppies, and I think you can tell what it is. So yay, that's a good thing if you can tell what it is by looking at it. But I'm really excited. I want to keep like pictures and just memory things in here. So it will be a memory kind of box. So I think this is going to take the longest. I also painted the shelf in this yellow, and it looks really dark yellowish on the camera, but it is a really pretty sunny yellow. I may mix the yellow with a white color to tone it down a little bit, because I feel like in Art Nouveau it's not these bright colors, it's more like pastel-y and really gentle colors. So yeah, I don't know, I will decide throughout the day what I'm going to do with it, and then I will paint the flowers on top. But that is the whole status quo, and I will be crafting the whole day, which I'm so excited about, because again, it just really calms me down and brings me so much joy to see my visions come to life. And as you can see, these ideas are not really difficult, so don't be afraid to get crafty yourself, to try out new kind of materials like clay and colors, and just have fun. So let's go to painting. I really want to start with our little bug, so I think we will paint him first, and I have the perfect colors for him, so I'm so excited. I cannot wait to paint all of them. I'm so happy. Like, why am I so happy when I'm crafting? Let me tell you a secret. Using paint was actually always the part of crafting that I was most afraid of, because I thought I'm kind of messing up my project, and now it is one of my most favorite parts. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm practicing and getting better with every single time that I'm using colors. So yeah, let's just have fun with colors. Let's bring color back into our lives. Okay, so while the first layers of color are drying, I'm making the little inhabitat for the bug, and for that I decided to simply use some cardboard, cover it in fake moss and fake flowers, and then let's see what else we can do to create a fairy-like inhabitat. I'm super excited for this craft, so watch until the very end to see the little bug being free in his new home. Okay, so at some point in my crafts I will use the hot glue gun. I think there is no craft where I don't use it, and so I created this beautiful fake flower wall for the clock case with my hot glue gun, and then I simply painted everything. Like, the second day was nearly only painting and finishing up. This poppy flower field was so much fun. It was so easy. As you can see, it is not as difficult as you may think to create a flower field, and I think it is adorable. So if you want to spend your time wisely, put a ton of flowers on furniture, a wooden box, whatever you have at hand. And then I also painted the little shelf. Again, it was not what I intended at all, but I think it turned out really cute. I finished the raven, and yeah, I was just having the time of my life. Bella not so much, because later that day she was having shower time and she hates it so much. Was denn? Breakdance oder was? Was denn? Was denn? Gesundheit? And it is time for the final reveal, but I could not have done it without your help. So let me show you all of the thrift flips, and don't forget to let me know which one is your favorite or which one you would definitely try yourself. And we start with the most boring one in quotes, and it is the little shelf. And I feel like this is a project that made my inner child really happy. And when I was starting to paint, I had like this pattern in mind, but I was like, let's not do restrictions with this project. Let's do whatever comes up. And then I just started painting an enormous amount of flowers on top of it. And I feel like it turned out really cute. Again, not what I intended at all in the first place, but it is a project that made my younger self really happy. And I feel like this is something that is really cute for an atelier. It's definitely going into my atelier, like when I have one, and then it can hold all of the paintings or like brushes or little knickknacks. So yeah, a really fun project. Highly recommend if you just want to get out of your head. Draw flowers, a lot of flowers, onto a little wooden shelf. Okay, so next we have our little raven friend, and I just am obsessed with sculpting animals and putting them on picture frames. I think this is the most adorable, whimsical thing ever. The only thing I'm not happy about is like the portal effect. You know, I wanted to make it look like the raven is coming out of this picture frame. It was not working. The colors were not of the best quality and not really covering. Like I used white and blue, but as you can see, it did not really cover. So yeah, this is the only thing I'm a little bit sad about, but I'm thinking maybe using UV light and this kind of material that really gives the effect of water or like a mirror when you use UV light. I don't know what it is called, but I'm thinking trying this out and kind of going over it again in the future. But for now, I really love it. I am obsessed with like this black and gold combination. The cutest thing ever. And again, let me know what animal I should do next, because I will definitely make more of these when I can get like more of these frames. Really happy. I love it so much. If you don't like bugs, maybe look away for a second, but I think he is really cute. He is not scary at all. But here he is. I am so obsessed with this idea, and I hope you are not mad at me for like taking out the clock, but these clock cases are the cutest thing ever. So when you see a clock case like this, run and grab it, because I'm also thinking like putting crystals in here. And with this little flower wall, I mean, isn't this so pretty? Like imagine having crystals in here as well. But for now, our little friend is living in here, and I think I did a quite good job on him. this was like my first time sculpting a bug. But again, I feel like he turned out really cute and I am so obsessed with this. I don't know. I have so much fun sculpting animals and little bugs and just living the dream of a biologist, which I always wanted to be. But then I decided against because I heard about what you have to do in the studies in university. And then I was like, no, thank you. But so we are living the dream of our younger self by crafting little bugs and insects and animals. So that's good. Are you ready for my favorite thrift flip of this weekend? Ta-da! Here it is. I am so happy with how this turned out and I'm a little bit proud because I did not expect it to turn out well. I'm not the best with like clay yet and also creating a 3D effect, but I definitely want to practice it more. And this was so much fun. It was not difficult at all and I highly recommend you try it out yourself. But yeah, I am so happy. I love the combination of like green and red and gold and the color of this wooden box. I think it is just a perfect place to store memories or like ancestral belongings or something like that. You could even put your jewelry in here. And so creating these boxes is definitely something I will keep doing whenever I find a wooden box like this. And this was like €4 on the flea market. So if you can find a cute wooden box, run, grab it and use some clay and put some poppies on top of it. It is so much fun. Again, it was not as difficult as I expected it to be and I definitely learned a lot. I also covered it in a like clear lac, I think it is what it's called, and now it is really smooth and I hope the color will last longer by doing that. But yeah, super happy and I cannot wait to put something in here. Okay, and with that we arrived at the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed crafting with me. It was honestly so healing and like calming down my nervous system. I have been so overstimulated recently and so crafting and thrifting is always my #1 way to regulate my nervous system. Again, don't forget to let me know which one was your favorite, which one you are going to try, and we will hang out again next week. So I really hope you have a beautiful, magical week and see you then. Bye bye, magical one.